Do you ever feel like your mind is a battlefield, overwhelmed with anxious thoughts? Does it sometimes seem as if life's challenges are insurmountable, leaving you paralyzed by worry? What if I told you that the ancient philosophy of Stoicism holds timeless tools to help us not only cope with anxiety, but transform how we see it entirely? Today, let's explore how Stoic wisdom can serve as a guide to help us navigate anxiety and find a sense of peace. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoics, once said, "Today, I escaped anxiety." Or no, I discarded it because it was within me, in my own perceptions, not outside. This simple yet profound statement reminds us that much of our anxiety originates not in the world around us, but in how we perceive it. Let's unpack this insight and see how Stoicism can offer practical solutions to life's worries. First, let's define what anxiety truly is. Anxiety is described as a state of apprehension, uncertainty, and fear resulting from the anticipation of a threatening event or situation, whether realistic or imagined. In simpler terms, anxiety often stems from the stories we tell ourselves about what might happen. But what if we could rewrite those stories? Here's where Stoicism comes in, offering principles that help us reframe our experiences and bring clarity to the chaos of our thoughts. The cornerstone of Stoic philosophy is the dichotomy of control. Epictetus explains it best. Some things are up to us, and some things are not. Our opinions, desires, and actions are within our control. External events, such as the weather, other people's actions, or even the turbulence on a flight, are not. By focusing only on what we can control, we can let go of the unnecessary weight of worrying about things beyond our influence. For instance, when I fly, I often feel anxious about turbulence, but reminding myself that I can't control the plane, the weather, or physics itself allows me to let go and focus on calming my mind. What situations in your life could benefit from this perspective? Seneca offers another gem of wisdom. We are often more frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. Anxiety thrives on imagined fears, and Stoicism teaches us to confront these distortions head-on. Are your worries based on reality, or are they products of overthinking? By questioning the validity of our fears, we can align our thoughts more closely with reality. The next time you feel overwhelmed, pause and ask yourself, is this fear grounded in fact, or is it my imagination running wild? Contrary to popular belief, Stoicism doesn't advocate suppressing emotions, but encourages understanding and managing them. Seneca said, "Man is as unhappy as he has convinced himself he is." This suggests that while emotions are natural, they are shaped by our interpretations. When anxiety arises, see it as a signal rather than an enemy. What is this feeling trying to tell you? Understanding its root can empower you to respond more rationally rather than being controlled by it. Epictetus reminds us, it is not events that disturb people, but their judgments about them. This principle challenges us to examine how our perceptions shape our experiences. For example, losing a job might seem catastrophic, but with a shift in perspective, it could be an opportunity to pursue a more fulfilling path. By practicing objectivity, we can neutralize the emotional charge of external events. What situations in your life could benefit from a fresh perspective? Seneca beautifully captures the essence of mindfulness. Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. While Stoicism predates modern mindfulness practices, its emphasis on living in the present moment aligns perfectly with them. When you find your mind wandering to past regrets or future worries, gently bring it back to the now. As Seneca advises, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence on the future. The Stoic concept of amor fati, or love of fate, teaches us to embrace everything that happens as necessary and meaningful. Epictetus urges us, don't demand or expect that events happen as you would wish them to. Accept events as they actually happen. So how can we apply these Stoic principles to our daily lives? Here are some practical steps. Focus on virtue. Act with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance in all situations. As Marcus Aurelius said, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Living with integrity helps us avoid unnecessary guilt and worry. Control what you can. Identify what's within your power and let go of the rest. This shift can transform your mindset from victimhood to empowerment. Embrace failure. See failure as a learning opportunity rather than a source of shame. As Seneca said, cease to hope and you will cease to fear. Practice negative visualization. Prepare emotionally for potential challenges by imagining worst-case scenarios. When the unexpected happens, you'll feel more equipped to handle it. Confront the fear of death. Contemplate mortality with memento mori, remembering death. Far from being morbid, this practice encourages us to live fully in the present. Anxiety is an inevitable part of life, but Stoicism teaches us that it's not life's events, but our thoughts about them that create turmoil. By applying Stoic principles like the dichotomy of control, mindfulness, and acceptance of fate, we can reframe our experiences and find peace amidst life's uncertainties. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. So, the next time anxiety strikes, pause, reflect, and apply the timeless wisdom of the Stoics. You might just find that the peace you seek has been within you all along.